one. Come along. I don't know who you done dealt with in the past. Better be self-sufficient, my you don't get a pass. Cause your thighs a little thick and you got a little ass. You looking for a sugar daddy, and go for it. 20-something years old with nothing to show for it. Talking about she was raised different. Well, get your own pie, cause bitch, so was I.
Alright, so I'm about to read this article. I guess her stage name, or her blogospheric name, is Madam President. I her in the picture right there. But let's see what the conversation is about. The title of the article is actually why you should never be afraid to ask your man for money. So we're going to read and see what she has to say about this. Here we go. Madam President. I was talking to a friend and she began to tell me about her financial instability. I listened to her thoroughly and she went on and on. Now let me tell you, I don't have any friends with a trust fund that I know of. I understand the financial struggle of black people, of all Americans. That was redundant. You should have just said all Americans. She explains her financial burdens and I asked her, do you ask your man for money? And she said no. Then I said, I don't feel comfortable asking him for money. She's a smart chick, because if she was my chick, I would feel uncomfortable with her asking me. Moving on. Here goes the wisdom of the young black Madam President. She says, the truth of the matter is, a man should not feel comfortable watching you struggle. Alright. I'm not talking about making sure you're in Gucci and gold. I'm talking about lights, gas, rent, and the required necessities to live. So the context of what she just said about it being about bills, rent, this isn't like you're living together, because you would obviously have the bills split down the middle or what have you. So this is someone you're just dating and you have probably been together for a while. You're not living together. Context, right? Here's the kicker right here. A real man, notice that word real, because that always insinuates that if you don't do these things, you're not a real man. And basically a real man, what we understand is that any guy who inconveniences himself on the behalf of a female, no matter what the situation, if he's not willing to do those things, he's not a real man. Standard. A real man loves his woman and does not want her to ask her friends for money, nor does she want to see her struggle. So was she asking you for money and you was thinking, now go ask your man? Oh, okay. What kind of friend are you? A real man knows how to provide, but ladies, you cannot be afraid to ask your man for for those things you need. I'm very sure when he's horny, he has no problem letting you know. So wait a minute. A lot of men see dating as prostitution, and a lot of females don't understand that logic. But the first thing this chick says is, when he's horny, he knows when to come to and ask you for that. So when you want money, you have to bring up sex, and you don't understand the logic of why men think that dating is prostitution. You just said sex for money. Context matters. My grandma says even a fool knows what to do with that ass. If you were the man that can help you financially in your time of need, but can put rims on his car and stay in the latest fashion and travel, then it's time for you to leave. Okay? I mean, again, context matters. If you were married, that's different. If you were living together, that's different. But y'all just dating. There's no rings or no fingers. And you're probably young. And he takes his money that he worked for and he uses it on himself. That's a wrong thing. Gotcha. Alright, so now you go to work, you go to school. I'm pretty sure he's doing the same thing, but apparently his bills, his responsibilities, his obligations don't matter. Only yours do. You're going to work, you're going to school, and a few times I'm sorry to inform you that if he's not doing these things, you don't have a man. That's what she says. Make sure you understand that I'm not approving gold digging. However, if you can't ask someone for something who you will share your thoughts, secrets, and bodies, the hell is she talking about? A masseuse? Dr. Phil? Then you're obviously with the wrong man. So again, she's equating that because you give him sex and you tell him stuff that other people are not supposed to know, he's got to reciprocate that with money. The sex and the secrets alone aren't the reciprocation. That's not the reciprocity right there, where you both, going half on that. You're both benefiting from the sex, and you're both benefiting from sharing deep things, right? No, that's not enough. You got to add money to your side of the equation. I can assure you, the right man won't have you to ask for anything. Really, that's wow. He knows when you are in hard times and will call you up to say, "Here is a hair, money, nail money, book money. Here's $1,000 on tuition." The fudge? Huh? Really? $1,000 to pay your tuition bill? Okay. Remember these words: love and care are two different things. You don't want to be in love with a person who doesn't care about you and your well-being. And like your mother says, caring is sharing. And she winks and she leaves. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. You hear that? That's the song she puts the video at the end of her little blog to cap it off. It's Gucci Mane and Soulja Boy, but the title of the song I never heard before, but I already know what it's about. It's called Sponsor. So that's what this young woman wants, is a sponsor. She doesn't want an equal partner, which is what the feminists claim that women want. She wants a sponsor. Alright, so here's another nonsense article from a confused modern American female who, she's younger than me. She's born in 85, but I grew up in the 90s, 83, 80s baby, but I grew up in the 90s. And I grew up hearing all the nonsense about the independent in the 90s, the Destiny Childs, Beyonce, the Scrub songs from TLC, and they all look like Scrubs themselves now. One of them dead. Never mind. I grew up with that whole mantra of females are more mature than boys, they're smarter than boys, they're this, and that, and boys. And then as an adult, I look on the news and we're always talking about how they're getting all of these degrees and they're outperforming us, and we just can't, we're not on their level. So we go from that narrative to now it's, well, wait a minute. Even though we're doing better than you, even though you're not on our level, even though you don't have what we have, even though you're not as educated as us, if you're not spending your money on us, then we're not gonna be with you, right? Is that the gist of it? It's kind of confusing because you can't have it both ways. You can't want this narrative where you want parity, you want equality, you want respect, but then when it comes to certain situations, certain aspects of life, like dating, or then no, we can reverse the roles back to what it's supposed to be. It don't work like that. Like I said before, it's a new day. Those days are over. Now, to me, the only way the situation that she's speaking of in this article works is if it's reciprocated. Meaning, when he's on hard times and he has an issue, you go in your pockets too. If he's the only one doing that, then that's a fool. I wouldn't do that. To me, reciprocity is key. I'm gonna read some of these comments from it's only like 5, but I'm gonna read them. It says, Chris says, LOL at the nail money needed. Really? I agree. The majority of your website, with the majority of what the author writes, but you can't do the same. I mean, what is the point? It's 2013. Out of the men, for the man is the provider. When some women make more money, I most definitely help my woman at all because she supports me. Can't read, just do writing, typing. Me as well, helpmate. I ain't talking through sex. It's funny how women think that their PUSSY is more valuable than our dollar. Cha-ching. All in all, wealth neuters wealth. Wealth nurtures wealth. My bad. If you don't believe it, look at most of the elites. Number 50-50 rule. All right, that was bad. Another person says, here's my question for the author. If you want a simp man to put money in your hand, what are you going to do for him besides sex? Because that's all you have to offer. Well, that's just legal prostitution, eh? My man. Another author says, Laureen, I think this is a female, she needs to do what she got to do and keep her head above water. My words did not change just for the seasons change. I don't get that. Kimberly says, ZZ Hills sings, a real man helps his woman in need. You've got a little to take and a little now. It's men asking women for money. You got women taking care of men. A couple of my ex asked me, and I said, do you have no pride? And I said, is it the women's lib? I'm going to the club, and a nigger asked me to buy him a $10 drink, and I said, no. Drink that. Wow. I don't get that. Now, the article wasn't about men mooching off women, because I don't support that. If you do that, that's your business, but I'm not about that life. But the article was about a grown woman who's young and has obligations and responsibilities that she can't meet, asking another young man who is probably much in the same boat as her that he needs to forego his own responsibilities to make sure hers is okay. And they're not married and they don't live together. So her bringing up the fact that she deals with this type of men that will take her money because she's giving it to him or would do it, that's her problem. I don't get that comment. It has anything to do with this article. And the last article comment to this thing is I don't know how to say that person's name. Her point is well taken, and she does what she was doing is okay until she mentions grandma. Grandma was an advocate for hooking. Selling ass and pussy is still illegal in most states. Anytime a woman mentions bills and sex in the same mother effing breath, it's prostitution. That's the same game itches run on even street corners of America. Furthermore, she made the mistake of inferring that it's always the man who gets horny, when she, in fact, it's been my experience that women want the D just as often or just as bad. Only weak, ASS dumb, ASS nigger with a baby DICK would F would see sex as anything more than a fair exchange. Apart from all the profanity and bad grammar, I agree with everything that man says. I don't get this logic of sex isn't a situation where it's both parties are getting what they want. That is the exchange right there. That's the give and take. Anything more is extra. I don't know, man. Like, to me, when you're young and you're dumb and you see a girl you like her, you would do a lot of these things when you're young, and you wouldn't mind coming out your pockets and doing all those things. But as an adult, you need to know better. Like, it's a completely different culture we live in now, and these chicks keep forgetting that. They looking for this fairy tale, the Prince Charming, the White Knight, the dude's gonna sweep them off their feet and pay all their doctor bills and student loans and what have you. And that's not gonna happen for the majority of you. Most of you, that's never gonna happen. Some of you, you're gonna probably be the primary breadwinner or make more money anyways. Yeah, I need to hashtag deal with it. Like, it's not this stuff, and I get it. I know they see it on TV and they see other women who have it. They don't know what those women go through to get that or to keep that, but they see it, and I guess they want it too, right? Monkey see, monkey do. But it's not gonna happen for most of y'all. And on one hand, there's the whole women want parity, they want the respect. You can't want those things and expect men to still look at you as equals when you're telling him he's not a real man if he's not coming out of his pockets to convenience himself on your behalf. It doesn't work like that. Honestly, the worst thing a female can do for me is ask me for money. Like, I will lose interest in you like when someone pays the bank on time. No interest. that's just how I am. After you be with someone or date people who understand life and understand reality, understand the economy, understand you have issues just like they do, and you go half and half and you do the things together, you can't go back to any other way from that. You can't go back to, we're gonna go out on 20 dates and I'm gonna pay for every one. No. Everything is gonna be about reciprocity. You need to show that you're invested in this relationship or friendship or what have you just like me, with your money, your time, and attention. Neither one of us time or attention is more valuable than the other one's. That's just the way it is. That's just the way I look at it now. And a lot of these women are messed up, man. Like, they want that, they claim they want that provider thing, dude, whatever, but then when they get that, they feel like, oh, he's oppressive and this and that. But then when they don't have that, then he's not on my level and he's a bum and I'm not taking care of him, man. It's like, I need to make up your mind and choose one. Do you want somebody that you can build with and grow with, or do you want somebody who already has it and is supposed to just risk everything for you? Or do you want to have yours and he has his and you put it together? Like, make up your mind, because y'all confusing as hell. Alright, I'm done.
It's open. It's open.
I don't go out on dates with guys who don't open the door for me.
Really?
Really?
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, man.
No, he didn't.